So, welcome back. I have put the bridge back into place, as you can see. I've just put it back in. It's, again, just probably temporary back into the place again, just for the placing. So I can run some trains as well while I'm waiting for the next part. I have most of it is all dry now. I've left it for 24 hours. The only part I've got left is this part here where you can see the lighter brown colour. I haven't glued that down yet in the last part of the video I was filming. I've ran out of scenic cement and I've also ran out of some PVA glue, so I can't mix up any glue mixture to glue it into place. Got to go to the shop and buy some today, probably. Anyway, that's irrelevant. I put the bridge back into place once the paint dried. You can see under the bridge it's still white where the arches are. I'm still yet to decide on how I'm going to do under there, whether I'm just going to paint it grey or I'm going to put some brickwork under. This is just something that it's up to how much more time I want to spend on it. Of course I want the bridge to look as good as possible. The next thing is I've still got to weather the bridge a bit more. I've weathered the back side of it a bit better than what I have this side, as it was the back side I started with when I was weathering, just to like test it and trial it out. I want to put some edging. I don't know if I've mentioned it in previous videos, but I want to put like some brickwork along the edges here as well that curve around. I want to do that on all 4 arches to give it that final stone appearance. Also, where the joins are, you can notice in the pickup of even on the camera, you can see where one sheet ends and the next sheet begins. I've actually weathered them all at the same time. I painted them all at the same time, but for some reason some end up a little bit different color than the other ones when I painted them. I'm not sure what happened. Of course, some of the work you can see where the brickwork doesn't line up too. So, but I had originally planned to put like a piece of wood with brickwork on it, like a round piece, like a type pillar, some type of pillar or something on there, you know, that went into the ground. Still thinking of doing that, but it'll probably be at a later date. I'll add it in. I was also thinking of adding lights into it too, along the edges, with like some lights down towards the scenery section. But I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, as this is more like in the countryside, and you know, lights on a bridge in the countryside wouldn't quite be prototypically correct. Some bridges do, some bridges don't, so it would depend, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there now before I rumble on too much, and I'll give you one final look more with it zoomed out. Now I'm up to the part of putting static grass. I've been just waiting for the glue to dry and really letting the other glues and the other materials that I've used, the underground bushes and all that, really dry and make sure they've really set. And also I've had a static grass applicator, and I've had this for a few years now. I haven't used it overly much. I used it here and there, a little bit here and there. I brought this one from China actually. So it was a Chinese one off eBay. It wasn't overly expensive. I think I paid maybe £30 for it a few years ago now. We're going back. Maybe 35 with postage, and had an automatic charger. You could recharge it and everything like that, but the charge in it doesn't hold no more. After like literally, you know, 1 minute, maybe not even that, it's dead again. So I think it's seen better days. Like I said, I barely used it. I've used it a little bit here and there and stuff, and it didn't really do the best job with actually making the grass stand upright. So when I'd lay it out, the grass wasn't really standing up. It was more like laying down and stuff. So I wasn't overly happy with it. So I've been thinking about buying a more expensive one for a while and seeing if it quality. I thought about making one and following off YouTube. A couple of people on there have videos how to make one, but I just couldn't be bothered screwing around with it. So I brought one from Pico. I brought the PSG2 one, the Pro Grass Applicator. So it came with some test samples. So I'm just playing around with the samples that they gave me. So far so good. It looks good. It's actually standing upright, so I can actually, like, you know, tase it out a bit and play with the grass a little bit and make it more wild. And of course at the moment you can see that it's a little bit of a mess, but I'll vacuum it up once the glue dries and see how it looks. And yeah, I'll just do a test sample first, and then I'll go ahead and start trying a little bit more. Along the side of the road here, I've put some 2mm. Just along the edge here and along here, I put some 2mm and mixed with some 6mm lamps. It's just a mix that they've supplied. So, I mean, this one says spring. One says summer, one says autumn. So they've got a different colour texture to them. I'm not too sure which colour I want to go with yet. Whether I'm going to do more like spring, because I'm thinking like I want the layout to be more set in spring, when the river would be more out flowing when the ice is melted and stuff. So I am leaning towards a spring appeal, but at the moment I'm just going to let this sit for the night, let it dry, and then tomorrow when I come back, which will probably be in the same video anyway, I'll see how this is. I'll vacuum it up. I'll use a stocking and save it. I won't waste it, but yeah, I'll see how it looks, and I'll see if I'm satisfied with it. And my plan is, I'm not wanting to put static grass all over the place. I only want to put it in patches here and there, and then put some bushes in between and stuff like that. So I want to give it like a mixed texture appeal to try and make it look more wild. So that's the aim. At the moment I'm just using their little test glue sample that they gave too, so I'm actually not even using any PBA mixture. It's the stuff they supplied. I'm just, like I said, playing around at the moment. I've used it before with the old Chinese one that I've got there, but now with a new one I play around, see how it works. This one I've got all the different size gauge wires, so for the different lengths and stuff. So I'm going to try play around with it and just see how it goes and see where I'm at. So bear with me. Yeah, I continued putting some of the static grass down with the new applicator. I had some blended mix. You'll probably be able to pick up on the camera how some of it's sticking up. I had this stuff which I literally have blended up probably a year ago maybe. So it's mixed in with some it's more or less like leftover stuff that from a previous job where I've done on the layout. I can't remember what mix I used, but I know it's extra long grass, and I think it might be a mix of spring grass or something like that. But this grass went much better than the stuff that the Pico supplied. It's from Nosh. So yeah, it was quite good actually. So I'm quite happy with the way it's standing up. I put some in the middle here, but it didn't seem to stand up quite as good. Might need a bit more thinning out and a bit more glue maybe. So I'll see. I'm going to vacuum it up when it's dry. I'm just letting it dry for a little bit longer. I'm going to put some more grass over this area too. In this section I want to just grass it up a bit more. Put a bit more grass here and there. I'm pretty satisfied with under the bridge, the way it looks, with a few bushes and stuff, as not many plants would actually grow under there. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with the way the river scene is coming along now. So I'm not too sure if I explained in an earlier video. I put some sand down here for a road path, and I put some cork on top, so just to give it some extra colour. And then I put a couple of mil grass on the sides of it, but I think I'm going to go over it with a little bit longer grass and just to give a bit more wild effect, because at the moment it's just short and it didn't quite come up as good as I wanted it to. So yeah. So as you can see, I've brought the camera back for an overview now. As you can see, this middle section here now, it's pretty green, bit of dark, bit of light, different shades. The middle section there, you can see it's got a bit of static grass here and there. I haven't put the static grass all over the place. It might look like it as it's just laying there, but when I vacuum it up, you'll see that it's a bit of dirt here and there. And then also the final piece over here. I haven't done behind the actual bridge yet. I'm going to do that shortly. I'm not going to record it now because it's not much more necessary to record what I've already recorded with the little patch here that I did. The little patch here turned out quite good actually. It's got a little bit of a mixed effect and stuff. I'm quite happy with the colour of it actually. But yeah, it's, like I said, I've just got to wait for the glue to dry and then I can see how it turns out. Overall, with the whole scenic area, I'm pretty happy with it. I did another video about my trees that I've been working on. I know there's a few people out there that have done videos on how to make trees and stuff. I haven't recorded on how I twisted the wire. I'm pretty sure you could probably find other videos on YouTube. I did mention in the video that these trees I've had, these are from a few years ago. I've had them sitting around my layout in a spare container for so long that they've just been sitting there. They're from previously when the layout was in the basement of the house, and when I dismantled it, some sections got destroyed. There's a few different trees, a few different shapes, a few different heights. This one's a bit more of like a tree, a bit more stringy look to it, as if it's, you know, trying to reach for the sunlight. I had to, in the video, I explained how I actually had to replaster them because a lot of the trunk basing on them actually had fallen apart. But as you can see, no two tree is the same. So there's another one. This one is a bit more of a, looks like an older tree with a thicker stump and stuff, and that I haven't painted them yet brown, but that's the next stage. I'm going to paint them. They were originally painted, but like I said, I've gone over them with some new plaster as some places had cracked, removing them, storing them, you know. So some had gotten destroyed over time. So I'm just giving them a quick maintenance and maintaining them and giving them a new fresh batch of life. Some of them I've got plaster on the green section where I'm going to cut it away or rip it off. I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to redress some of the trees with some notch leaves. I'm thinking of putting these leaves on, the bright green leaves they are, just going over, because I'm trying to go for a bit more of a spring appeal with the lightness of the, like, more freshly spring look of the layout here in this corner. Like I said, overall at the moment it's going quite good. It's starting to look quite nice. A few trees here and there will really bring it to life, I think. I might need to make a few more trees yet, as you know, I've only got half a dozen or so now, and it's not going to fill the whole area. So yeah, I'll probably make a couple of more in the future and put them here and there. Not much more I can say about it in this update or this video with the area. Just plotting along. As you can see, it's coming along, and I'm pretty satisfied with it now. So I've put some more static grass around, put some along here, mixed it around with the other one, a bit more on the top. I don't want to overdo it with too much static grass. I still want to have some dirt and stuff, and here I want to put a couple of more bushes and shrubs and stuff. And this long green hilly bit now, I want to put a couple of shrubs and stuff along, just to break it up so it's not all grass, so it doesn't look like a lawn or, you know, anything like that. I want to try and mix it up a little bit. I'm quite happy with the middle section, just probably a couple of more little bigger shrubs. I'm not too sure yet. But anyway, for now I'm pretty satisfied with the grass, so now I'm just going to go through I'm gonna put some more bushes and underbush and things like that. I come across some darker forest green underbrush I have. You can see it's quite dark. I might put some of that along there just to give it some more texture. I keep finding all these packets I've got laying around everywhere. I can never remember where I place them all, and then I find a box full of them all. So, but yeah, like I say, the river scene, it's getting there. The last step will be to put the water in. So I'm probably going to use the Woodland Scenics deep pour mixture or something like that. I'll wait till I get to that. I'm not in a hurry yet. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and think this will probably make another wrap for another video. So I want to say thanks to any new subscribers, any previous subscribers. Please leave your comments and share. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching.